Elira had always known there was something different about her. As a child, when her grandmother whispered old stories to her by the fire, the flames would dance, casting shadows that moved like living things. Words hung in the air long after they were spoken, as if they did not wish to fade. But in the kingdom of Viridia, where King Malaga had outlawed all stories, Elira knew better than to speak them aloud. The king had declared that stories were dangerous. They carried power that could shape the world, stir rebellion, and bring down empires. His enforcers, the silencers, roamed the land, clad in dark robes and silver masks. It was said that with a single touch, they could steal a person's memories, erasing their past until they were nothing but empty husks. Elira's village was quiet the night the silencers came. She woke to the sound of boots on dirt, hushed voices outside her door, and the scent of something burning. She ran, barefoot and breathless, through the trees. Behind her, the only home she had ever known crumbled into fire and ash. She didn't stop running until dawn, when the weight of her loss pressed her to her knees. Her grandmother was gone. The only family she had left had been taken. But before they dragged the old woman away, she had placed something in Elira's hands, her frail fingers trembling as she spoke her final words. "Find the Book of Echoes. It remembers what the world forgets." Elira did not know what it meant, but she knew she had to keep moving. The king's reach was long, and the silencers did not rest. Days passed in a blur of hunger and exhaustion, until she stumbled upon a hidden settlement deep in the woods. Here, the last remnants of the old world still survived: scholars, rebels, and forgotten poets who refused to let the past die. They told her of the City of Whispers, an ancient ruin where lost stories gathered like ghosts. And somewhere within its labyrinth of forgotten words lay the Book of Echoes, a tome that held every story ever told. The city was not easy to find. It lay beyond rivers that twisted in endless circles, beyond roads that led back to where they began. When Elira finally arrived, she understood why so few had made it out. The city itself was alive with memories, shadows of unfinished tales, characters who had been abandoned mid-sentence, whispers of stories that had never been completed. Elira wandered through alleys where voices called to her in a dozen forgotten languages. She saw figures flickering in and out of existence, a young boy forever searching for his lost home, a warrior frozen in battle, a woman whose story ended before she could speak her name. They were echoes, trapped between existence and oblivion. Deep in the city, she found it. A book bound in midnight blue leather, its pages humming with the weight of 1,000 stories. When she opened it, she saw her grandmother's name written inside. And beneath it, a story she did not remember being told. A story about a king who was never meant to rule. King Malaga had once been a storyteller himself. Long ago, he had spoken a tale so powerful that it had rewritten the world, but something had gone wrong. His own story had been taken from him, leaving him an empty shell, desperate to control what he could no longer create. That was why he feared stories. That was why he sought to silence them. But now, Elira knew the truth. And the truth had to be told. She left the City of Whispers with the book in her hands and fire in her heart. She returned to the kingdom under cover of night, slipping past watchful guards and creeping through the castle halls. When she reached the great square, where Malaga's voice ruled and the people stood in silence, she climbed the steps and spoke the forbidden words. The story of the lost king. The story of stolen history. The story of a world that had once been full of magic, before fear tried to erase it. As she spoke, the air shimmered. People gasped as memories long buried resurfaced. The silencer stepped forward, their hands reaching for her, but it was too late. The words had already taken root. Malaga staggered as cracks formed in his perfect, rewritten world. He looked at his hands, his reflection in the polished stone, and for the first time in years, he did not recognize himself. His story unraveled, thread by thread, until he was nothing more than an echo, another lost tale in the city of whispers. The king was gone. The silencers faded into nothing. And the people of Viridia, once silent, began to speak again. Elira had won, but she had paid a price. Her name was no longer her own. She had become a part of the Book of Echoes, woven into the very fabric of the stories she had fought to save. Some say she still walks among us, in the spaces between stories. A whisper in the wind, a flicker in the firelight, a name on the tip of your tongue before you forget why you spoke it. But as long as stories are told, she will never truly be gone.
If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. Until next time, keep the stories alive.